Ladies, one huge red flag in the dating phase to look out for when you're dating a man is a man who seems or appears to be too intrigued, invested, or interested in whatever it is you do for a living. So, this could look like him asking a number of questions um, pertaining to your career, how much money you make, or your business. Okay. So, one dead giveaway that you are probably dealing with a bum who's just kind of out to use you, right? Is that he'll be asking a lot of questions about your finances. Maybe how you save money, how you manage money, do you have a 401k plan, that sort of thing. But whatever you guys are talking about, the big thing here is going to be like, you guys could be talking about anything, right? But somehow, some way, he will somehow always manage to segue the conversation back around to finances, to how much money you make, how well you doing your job per year, money wise, right? This is going to be a telltale sign that's going to let you know he's probably just in it to use you or he try to get something from you. Be aware of men like this. And so, while it may appear to be innocent and just, a curious thing, right? Maybe just, oh, so what you do for a living? How much money you make? Not saying there's really anything wrong with them asking you what you do for a living. Nothing wrong with disclosing what you do for a living. However, I would say proceed with caution while doing so. Um, I would probably tell you what I do for a living, but if you begin to start noticing a pattern of him consistently asking you, questions about your money or your finances or how much money you make per year, that's a huge red flag to know you're dealing with a user or a bum. So like maybe you come around, like maybe you pull up in the car. Maybe y'all just met and you pull up in your car. You have a really nice vehicle. And he makes a comment like, oh, look at Hollywood, or what I'm saying, oh, you got that good money, oh, you make real money. Something like that, right? A bum is usually intrigued or overly impressed with your material items as well too, because he's not used to having them or possessing them, right? So naturally, if he sees you and you have them, you appear to come off as a target to him. You are automatically, you stand out to him as someone who probably has money, especially if he does not. Now, a man who has himself together, who's already established financially, he's not impressed or intrigued by how much money you make, what you do for a living, your career, your business, and that sort of thing. That doesn't affect him. That doesn't really impress him too much because he already has his own going, right? Makes sense. Yeah. But a bum, he's going to be overly intrigued with what you have, your material items, with your career, how much money you make. So my advice to you: never disclose how much money you make. Is again, there's nothing really wrong with disclosing what you do for a living. That's perfectly fine. But if you begin to notice a pattern of him consistently somehow segueing the conversation back around to how much money you make, what you do for a living, you have a 401k plan, how do you manage your money, what do you do with your money, do you save, do you have a checking account, anything like that. If you start noticing stuff like that, cut him off right away, because you most likely are dealing with a bum who's just out to use you. Another thing to add: if a man is overly intrigued by what you do for a living or what you have financially, like what you have materialistically, that is also a red flag and big, huge indicator of an early sign of jealousy and envy. So be careful. If he doesn't possess the things that you have, or he doesn't already have himself together, run. Because a lot of times when they start making comments about what you have, the money that you make, how well you're doing in life, how great you're doing in life, and your material items and things like that, it is a lot of times because they're jealous of it and they don't have it themselves. So you will hear little smart little, passive aggressive comments like, you the one with all the money, or, we know you got it like that. Everybody don't got it like that. Or little, passive aggressive little jabs and little stabs like that toward your success and that sort of thing, just run, girl. Put a trash bag on the whole man and run, okay? Let him go. So, never ever disclose how much money you make per year or what you do for a living as far as bragging about it. Never brag about what you do for a living or how much money you make. Nothing wrong with disclosing that to a man. Let me correct that. Nothing wrong with disclosing that information, like in the dating phase and getting to know him. But as far as bragging about it and just coming off bragging about how much money you make and what you do for a living, cut that. Don't ever do that.